How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Thank you for the applause. You guys are just too kind to me. It's another beautiful Tuesday, another beautiful day to be alive. So let's get it. Alrighty. So today's word of the day is bionic. Bionic stands for having anatomical structures that are replaced or enhanced by electronic components, superhuman capabilities and things of that nature. So I chose this word today because we are living in times where the super people with a mental superhuman capability and who are around people who have the same capabilities to not only think outside the box but take risks, know that most of the information that's being fed to them is nonsense, and that being said, that they need to take their own initiative to find out the real information, especially when it comes to the best economic plays to make nowadays, the best ways to be healthy nowadays, and then the best way to get through the recession that is basically looming that everyone's talking about now. Um, when I say recession, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm not acting like I'm a financial professional. But when I say recession, I just say, obviously interest rates going up. I say things slowing down. I don't say it in the same context of where we saw back in 2007, 2008, because I remember that, where you see a multitude of foreclosures on every block. Now, experts say that, the real estate prices are going to have to start coming down next year because sales have slowed down right now because the prices are insane. And then with the interest rates going up, a lot of people are just going to be like, hey, I mean, and I'll give my professional opinion. I'm not giving people financial advice, but right now, for regular working people, it's best to sit still, do your best to not have more liabilities in your life, do your best to increase your income, and do your best to save more money. If you have any sort of financial portfolios, you have to do your due diligence, whether you're going to obviously how you're going to contribute, if you're going to still contribute to them. But having, as they say, resources, being resource heavy right now, i.e., being cash heavy right now, will probably work out in your favor, especially, if unfortunately a medical issue happens, unfortunately a car incident, stuff happens, life happens. If you own a home, something happens with your vehicle, you unfortunately get laid off from your job or your hours get cut back. These are things to think about because one thing I heard listening to EY University, so I'm just repeating what I heard, but I agree with this statement. That's why I'm repeating it. They said, and I quote, um, "Stop getting so emotionally attached to investments, especially, i.e., sometimes investment properties, i.e., cryptocurrencies, i.e., stocks. You might be a quote unquote investor in these certain things, but you don't own it. And when you don't own it and you don't control it, it means you don't need to have as much of a vested interest in hanging on to it. But that's the problem because a lot of people in 2020 was the first time getting into the stock market, the biggest influx of stock investors in a long time. But now we're in the downturn, and a lot of people are going to bow out, unfortunately. And the same thing happened in 2007, 2008. And for those that stayed in the stock market and kept buying the dip, a lot of them, basically prosperous when the stock market started to go up again. So it's all about making personal choices, but I think we all need to have a bionic mentality when it comes to our health and our wealth and the decisions that we're making in our daily lives and the people that we associate with on a regular basis. Because the main thing I've learned the most during the recession, I mean during the pandemic, is to not waste time with people who are infatuated with being basic, you know, who are just infatuated with being basic and talking about basic things and not trying. They're in their comfort zone, and they're retired in their 30s and 40s mentally, but they still have to go to work every day. Yeah, it's for me. It's the best thing about being away from society during 2020 and a good chunk of 2021. I was able to reevaluate my life and say, hey, this is how I want to proceed. This is the kind of people I want to engage with. This is the kind of information I want to discuss. I don't want to discuss politics unless we're talking about the economic outcome. I don't want to discuss entertainment unless we're talking about the economic outcome. I don't want to discuss entertainment or sports unless you're talking about breaking down economics. It's like I was telling my buddy the other day. When you discuss numbers, it changes the whole conversation. It deads the Democrat and Republican nonsense when you start speaking numbers. Because, like I said, vote for you can vote for it, don't vote, I don't care. But I will say every party, political party in this country, has an economic agenda. That's the American way. You live in a capitalist country, and the saddest thing is most of the voter base doesn't even realize that that they do live in a capitalist country, and two, they don't even realize that they're supposed to be playing the game from a capitalistic standpoint, and that's what makes me laugh even more so. But what do I know, right? All right. Today's quote of the day is from Henry David Thoreau. He said, "Wealth is the ability to fully experience life." I could not agree with that statement more because if you're not trying to experience life, and that's the biggest thing. If you live because if you're not trying to experience life and you're always in your comfort zone, that's another way to stay poor. There's a reason why certain people end up becoming criminals because they grew up in some certain neighborhoods, or they become stagnated because they grew up in certain communities because they don't have a life experience. They don't leave their area, i.e., their comfort zone. And even when they do, the old saying that an old colleague of mine stated, you can go around the world 1,000 times but never leave your front doorstep. A lot of people don't leave their front doorstep from a mental perspective. They're not willing to engage with other people and learn different things. That's another death sentence. But anyways, let me get out of here. Do the great thing, free things, like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Don't forget to check out the online Shopify store. Support your local entrepreneurs. Also, do not forget, if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to sign up with Stash, WEBULL, Acorns, Crypto.com, Coinbase, all that good stuff. Will give you opportunity to be able to buy all those products. And with WEBULL, you get up to $900 worth of free stocks. And other ones, you can get up to $5, $10, $20, all that great stuff. All right. So, on that note, family, make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. Take care.